buddy, and say, okay, I've been through so many cycles of collective bargaining, and often things tend to get done at the 11th hour.
Listen, he messed this all the way up, and we are almost at the 11th hour, and I'm gonna set a drop dead date soon for y'all to either have this done or we move on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the games are over. The poetry slams, the petty Instagram posts, the subtweets, all of it stops now. Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner and the man who ultimately signs the checks that keep the WNBA running, has stepped into the room, shut the door, and made it clear that enough is enough. For months, we watched WNBA players and owners argue like children fighting over a toy, from Valentine's Day memes to passive-aggressive online shots. But at NBA All-Star Weekend, Silver finally broke his silence, and he didn't sugarcoat a thing. He spoke about the 11th hour, about a drop-dead deadline, and sent a direct message to Breanna Stewart and the WNBA leadership. You are on the verge of fumbling the biggest financial opportunity in the history of women's sports, and he's not going to allow it. This wasn't just a routine commissioner update. It felt like a CEO stepping in to prevent a subsidiary from collapsing under its own dysfunction. Silver sees the pettiness, the unprofessionalism, the panic behind the scenes, and he's stepping in to protect what he views as the league's most valuable asset. With lockout fears growing louder, he made it clear the clock is ticking, and if a deal isn't reached soon, drastic measures are on the table. Whether you agree or not, one thing is certain: the adult in the room has arrived, and the pressure just escalated for everyone involved.
What would be most productive?
See, they asked him, Breanna Stewart, and said, we love to sit down with Adam. We love for him to be at the table. He said, man, I ain't sitting down at the table with y'all.
Let's analyze the phrase drop dead date, because in the corporate world, that is terrifying language. Adam Silver said, I'm not ready to set a drop dead date, and then proceeded to outline exactly why the clock is running out. That wasn't casual commentary. It was a roadmap to a potential shutdown. He highlighted the logistical reality the union seems to be ignoring. Training camps open in about 2 months, roughly 60 days. In that short window, the league must conduct a draft, organize an expansion draft for Golden State, and open free agency. None of that can happen without a collective bargaining agreement in place. You can't draft players into a league without a labor deal. You can't sign free agents without a defined salary cap. By spelling out the timeline so clearly, Silver wasn't making a suggestion. He was exposing what he sees as a bluff. If anyone believes this can drag on indefinitely, he made it clear that hard deadlines are approaching in weeks, not months. If a deal isn't reached by mid-April, the season risks delay. A delayed season frustrates television partners, and frustrated partners threaten revenue. Silver understands that domino effect better than anyone, having navigated NBA lockouts before. The message was unmistakable. The calendar is a real leverage, and time is running out.
Momentum in terms of the amazing amount of progress we've seen in the women's basketball.
The amazing amount of progress that Caitlin Clark has brought to this league. That's what you're blowing. Adam Silver sees it, man.
There's a fascinating detail in the video about Breanna Stewart and the union publicly demanding that Adam Silver sit at the negotiating table. They didn't want to deal with Kathy Engelbert. They wanted to bypass her and go straight to the NBA. The thinking was simple: get Adam Silver in a room, charm him, and extract a massive revenue share. But instead of playing along, Silver did something far more telling. He ghosted them. He openly stated, I have not been at the table, while noting he was involved behind the scenes. In executive language, that's a dismissal. It signals that he doesn't see the union as his problem, that he trusts the owners, not the players, and that he's issuing marching orders rather than negotiating. Publicly, he plays the diplomat, saying he's encouraged by progress, but privately he's telling ownership to hold the line and not cave to what he views as unrealistic demands. As the host points out, this is a massive power move. By refusing to engage directly, Silver is stripping legitimacy from a union's leadership. He's effectively telling Stewart and Nneka Ogwumike, deal with your commissioner, I have an NBA to run. It's a calculated snub, and it exposes a major miscalculation by the union. They thought they were partners. Adam Silver just reminded them they're a subsidiary.
I've been through so many cycles of collective bargaining, and often things tend to get done at the 11th hour. We're getting awfully close to the 11th hour now when it comes to bargaining to set a drop dead date. But I will say, as I look at the calendar and the amount that we need to get done, really over the next 2 months.
Quoted as saying, I'm not ready to set a drop dead date. What I love to accomplish is putting pressure on everybody. That's NBA Commissioner Adam Silver on
Why is Adam Silver stepping in now? Why intervene during All-Star Weekend instead of letting the sides battle it out? The answer comes down to one name, Caitlin Clark. Silver is a businessman first. He studies the numbers. He sees the surge in WNBA viewership, the spike in ticket demand, the increased media deals, the charter flights being funded, and the billions in projected long-term revenue. More importantly, he understands that much of that momentum is directly tied to Clark entering her second season. A strike wouldn't just pause the league. It would stall the momentum entirely. If the WNBA shuts down, Clark disappears from the national spotlight. Casual fans who tuned in for her deep logo threes won't sit around waiting for a labor dispute to resolve. They'll move on to baseball season or the NBA playoffs. Silver knows how fragile momentum can be in sports. From his perspective, this is the moment the league finally has a crossover superstar, the kind of figure who elevates an entire sport's visibility, and risking that with a work stoppage would be catastrophic. His warnings about deadlines and timelines aren't just about contracts. They're about protecting growth. He wants the season on schedule, the spotlight intact, and the progress uninterrupted. In corporate terms, progress means revenue, and revenue depends on sustained attention. Silver isn't interested in internal politics or personal rivalries. He's focused on preserving the momentum that has transformed the league's outlook.
To the WNBA about the latest CBA negotiations. This is a three-parter, folks. A three-parter. Roses are red, violets are blue. We'd love a proposal that values players too.
The video highlights the Valentine's messages, and we can't afford this narrative, and Adam Silver is fully aware of it all. He sees the unprofessionalism, and as the head of the NBA, he understands that it reflects directly on him. The WNBA is an NBA product, and when it behaves like a circus, the NBA looks like one too. That's why Silver is stepping in to restore order. He's the adult in the room, effectively telling the players, if you want to be treated like professionals, act like it, sign the deal, get on the court, and stop tweeting poetry. As the host points out, the league has already lost public support because of its rhetoric, and Silver knows this. He sees the polling, the fan reaction, and the shifting narrative, and he understands that the public is siding with the owners and Caitlin Clark, not the union. By applying pressure now, he's giving ownership the green light to play hardball, making it clear the NBA will not subsidize a strike. If they don't play, they don't get paid, and Silver knows the rank-and-file players, the ones sending panic texts behind the scenes, can't survive without a paycheck. This is the squeeze, and it's intentional. We are in the end game. Silver has spoken. The drop-dead date is looming, and the WNBA now has two choices. Sign the lucrative deal on the table and ride the Caitlin Clark wave to unprecedented growth, or keep playing games, ignore the warnings, and watch the league shut down. And if that happens, it won't be because of the owners. It will be because the union ignored the flashing red lights from a man who controls the bank account. Silver just handed them a lifeline, a last chance at the 11th hour to save face and get this done. But if they slap that hand away and respond with another Valentine's poem instead of signature, he may simply turn off the lights and lock the gym. The message is unmistakable. The poetry slam is over. Sign the paper, or be ready to explain why the season and the moment slipped away.